So guys, I thought I'd show you what I've been up to. So basically another J-Bo pump's given up the ghost and gone kaput. Basically it overheated and basically got blocked up. So obviously the retro bottom drain down here has been collecting some fines, and unfortunately the pump must have overheated and went kaput. Now, due to Skeggy Pond Supplies, he's sold me this Aqua Evolution 10,000 Vari pump. It comes with one hose tail and two solid weld fittings. Now, I've been told it comes with two by a retailer I went to, but I checked out a box they had in the back and it only comes with one. So yeah, we just seem to have just one hose tail fitting and two solid weld, which is a bit of a problem for me because I've got flexi PVC pipe here, so I can connect one up to it, but I need a way of connecting this up, because this is a BS Imperial fitting which doesn't quite fit. It's about, it won't fit on there, so I need to get something that'll fit. So we'll see if I can contact Aqua Evolution or see if someone else has something that I can use that can fit either 90 degree or 45 degree onto there, so I can use this pump. So I've connected up the control unit here, so obviously it'll allow me to adjust the flow. I think you can go as low as 13%, something like that. I'm not sure on it because I've not connected it up, and that's in essence where I've set it up. I did have this connected up round the other side, round here, but unfortunately it don't quite stretch enough. You get plenty of cabling for the pump, but the actual unit for the Vari control unit is quite short, really. It's only about this long, so as you can see you don't get a lot of cable, but nevertheless that's how long that is for the Vari pump. It's set up here, so I did think about putting this round the other side, but it was difficult to read and be accessible, you see, so I'm going to leave it there for the time being. So essentially that's what we're up to with the pond. I can't really do much until I get a fitting for that pump to fit, and then obviously this new pump should hopefully be a lot better in terms of being able to change the flow when I need to. So that's in essence what I'm up to here. Thought I'd just show you what we've been up to. Since some of you DIYers out there might be interested in seeing what I've been doing in the garage, if you're wondering about the conversion that I've done in here, let's turn the lights on. Turn the light on. If you're wondering about the conversion, please go to my Technology Advisor YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description box if you want to see how I've done this from start to finish. So obviously I put some new shelving units in here. What I had to do here was pull out the actual plywood and put a new batten in the middle so it would support the middle rail here for this shelving unit that I've installed. Over here I'm working on doing another lot of shelving, smaller shelves going down there, and then obviously we can put lots of things on there. Obviously we've got a door installed here, as you can see, and I just need to put a bit more plywood insulation on the roof here to finish it off. I've been really wanting to get this finished for some time, and it's been doing my head in. It's a mess at the moment, as you can see. So what I'm thinking about, a challenge, what I've been trying to figure out is how to insulate the garage door here while still retaining it as a garage door. So if I decide to move we can just pull the insulation out and a false wall that might be here. So what I'm thinking of doing in terms of insulating this area is getting some polystyrene blocks and just blocking it, and then at any point it comes a point where I want to use the garage door, the front garage door, we can pull the blocks out, and it's not permanent. That's the thing I wanted to do, is do something that's not permanent. That means if for whatever reason I've got something that I want to bring in here, I can open the front doors and do that. So essentially that's what I'm up to in here. What I have done as an added additional, now you see this light we've got up here, it's a LED beam light. I took out the original garage ones that were here. Well, I did have one at this end here, but I was thinking I'm going to probably put some blocks here, and that light was in the way. So basically I took it out and put this round white light in its place. It was only about a tenner, and wired it in, and it seems alright, I think. You know, it lightens up this area of the room quite nicely. And that's essentially what I'm up to, really. Since you're here, and you might want to see how the lights work for the actual pool table, if I can get in there, I'll just put them on. As you can see, those are the pool lights on now, and then I'll just put them lights on at the end there. And they're like dimmable as well, can dim them, so they're quite nice. And the pool lights are also dimmable as well. So I just thought I'd show you that. There you go. So I thought I'd just show you the lights in here. So it's not just a bit of pond things I do a bit of everything, you know. So I did a Q&A a while ago on my Technology Advisor YouTube channel, and people was asking how much did it cost me to do all this. Now, obviously I haven't finished. Obviously the big section that I hadn't finished was all this here, and then obviously the door. But I did actually say in the Q&A video, please go and check that out if you want to see me talk about the breakdown of costs. Roughly speaking, that's probably spent about £5 on doing it all, because, you know, plywood, insulation, the accessories, the pool table, you know, obviously the installing a TV, DVD player in that TV down there, you know, it all added up. So in terms of what I've spent recently, basically I picked up a load of Kingspan insulation board. If we just go out here, I'll show you the insulation board. Picked it up on Facebook Marketplace. Basically got 7 of these sheets. I think they're about 120 by 400 millimeters, and they set me back about, I think he offered it up at £40 for 7 sheets. I offered it 30 quid, so I got 7 sheets of that Kingspan for £30. Here we've got some 25mm insulation board. I got it off a company off eBay. Literally 20 quid for a 240 by 120mm sheet, which I thought was pretty good, including delivery. I think it was amazing. So I don't know whether they made a mistake on their listing, but I got hold of that, and I'm going to put that on the door, because if you go over to the door here, it's not that wide. It's wide enough for 30mm sheet. So I thought, if I get some 25mm, put that in, and I can insulate the door a little bit as well. And this room does get quite warm when I've got the heaters on. So I thought I'd just show you what we're up to. What you might find this interesting. So if you want to go about doing this yourself, if you've got an apex garage and you want to know how would I go about fitting the boards. Now, there's two ways of doing it. Now, sometimes garages come with slots where they put dowels in, which is basically a hole, and you can put a bolt in like they've done here in the support, and attach shelving units to those holes. Unfortunately, it has a potential of rocking side to side because they're not fixed at two ends. So what I came up with was another alternative. Now, in these panels, they have these bolts running through. They're just basic roofing bolts, and they're not structural because all these concrete panels slot with each other. So what I did is I got some brackets on either side, and like you've got one that side and one that side. Did I show you that? One coming through that side, one coming through that side. So I got brackets off eBay, bent them a little bit with a hammer, put beams of wood down, and it's clamped together like that. I've got another one here where you can see it. You can see one there as well, and it holds the wood in place, and you can attach anything to the wood then, like I've done over here with the shelving units. You know, I've got a shelving unit that runs down there with a batten, another batten running down the middle, and another batten. Now what I had to do is basically pull a lot of the panel out and some of the insulation to put a new batten in to support that shelving unit. That's what I've done there. Over here we had no battens, as you've probably seen in the other videos that I've done. So we've got two new battens, one there, insulation put in place that I got cheap from that guy from Facebook Marketplace, and we're just gonna plywood all this again on top of the insulation, and we'll have this finished and it'll look nice, and hopefully when I show you another video once it's finished, you'll enjoy seeing it completed. But yeah, if I was to total up the total cost, it's probably closer to £6,000 to £7,000 to do this. You know, obviously, in terms of the equipment for the pool table, including the pool table, I'd probably say there's about £1,000 in there, maybe £1,500. But apart from that, you know, we've got plywood, we've got Kingspan insulation. I got the original insulation from Seconds online, so check them out if you want to get some cheap second-hand insulation that's not quite perfect but will do the job. A lot of spray foam was used to secure the Kingspan in place, and a lot of effort and time, blood and sweat, cuts and bruises, nasty gashes on your hands doing it, but essentially we're almost there, I think. Does it look a right tip and a mess? Yeah, it does. But I just wanted to go through more or less what I've done, so you guys can get a good idea of it coming together, and hopefully videos like this will help you in terms of doing your own projects. I've noticed lots of people doing things like Martin Coy's pond. He's done a lot with his pond. A lot of DIYers out there, and I thought I'd show you my personal DIY massive project. Bit different to what Martin's done, but nevertheless it's still a big project in itself. So you could say this is my combined pool table and koi room, because I'm gonna keep a lot of my koi stuff down there out of the way. But one thing I did want to talk about is tools and equipment. The amount of tools I've had to buy to do this project is astonishing. I've had to buy so many tools that I didn't want to buy, I didn't need didn't want to fork out for, but it was mandatory for the job, such as a circular saw, such as drills. An invaluable tool for doing this project was a belt sander, for just sanding the wood for the floor, because all this floor here is battened and insulated with styrofoam and XPS foam, which is underground floor insulation. But I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So yeah, so that's the garage. I just thought you might find that interesting to learn about that a little bit. If I've got any insulation left over, you're welcome to come and collect it if need be. Also, I'm trying to get rid of some stone. I put it on Facebook Marketplace. People quite often want your address to come and collect, and then don't turn up. So then recently, when I said to someone, listen, if you want it, fine, you can turn up to the local village centre. Once you get there, tell me what sort of shops you see, then I know you're in the area, and yeah, then I'll give you my address, because I'm sick and tired of giving my address to people that don't show up, because you don't know what type of people they are. They might come round one day when you're not there and rob you blind. So that's why I don't like giving my address out to people unless I actually know the legitimate, because so many time wasters on Facebook Marketplace, it's unbelievable. Now, despite what someone said, this isn't enough to build a small wall. This is here to build a waterfall. There's plenty enough stone here to build a small waterfall. So if anyone's interested in coming for some stone and wants to take the lot to do a waterfall, and if you don't believe me, check my previous videos out. I show you how I actually built a waterfall using this lot. So again, I just want to say a big thank you for watching. Just thought I'd show you around. Hi guys, so I thought I'd just show you what I'm up to today. I'm just sorting out my Aqua Evolution variable pump. Obviously you can see I've set up the box here. It's really the only place I could really put it, because when you've got lots of things around, it's hard to find a place these days. Anyway, I've got this Aqua Evolution boot, 90-degree boot that's on there, and I've been trying to fit it to some this hose tail here. It's a nice fit. It's 1.5 inch to a 1.5 inch hose tail. No problem there. Fits nicely. However, when I try and fit them onto these fittings that you get with Aqua Evolution, these are just under 1.5 inch. They're not quite the same size, which means it makes it a bit difficult for the boot to fit on. So if I bring this over, you'll be able to see how much is left on the Cockney hose tail there. However, when I bring it over here, you'll be able to see there's a lot less play on the actual fitting for Aqua Evolution. So while it does technically speaking fit, it is, you know, you do have to tighten it down a lot more. So what I would say is these fittings that are supplied are not completely 1.5 inch. I'll show you that by taking that off, and you'll be able to see the difference. So I'm just showing you the difference, and as you can see, it's a lot thinner than the actual hose tail. If we try and marry it up a little bit, hopefully you'll be able to see this. Put that on there and put that on top. As you can see, I've centered it as much as I can, and as you can see there, it isn't completely 1.5 inch. It's slightly under by about 5mm, I would say. So just keep that in mind, guys, if when you're looking at your fittings, that these Aqua Evolution solid attachments, while it claims to be 1.5 inch, I think it's quite a bit under 1.5 inch, while the Cottony Koi ones are 1.5 inch, and they're a bit bigger and they fit nicer on the boot than these fittings do. But I thought it was important I just talk about that briefly. Also, another thing to point out is they only come with one hose tail. Now apparently years ago they came with two. Now that would have made it ideal for me, having one here and then just putting one on there. So I obviously had to source a Cottony Koi one out. Just keep that in mind, guys, that it just comes with one and two of the solid fittings. Anyway, I just thought I'd just show you that, so you get an idea. So essentially, obviously, this is going to go over there and I'm going to reattach those on. So guys, I've just put some PTFE tape on both ends. I did reach out to Lee at Japanese Water Gardens, and he's suggested that while it might be not a complete great fit, the nature of these rubber boots are, they're very flexible, so I should be okay. So hopefully that advice should mean it doesn't leak. So essentially we're just going to attach this over there. What I'm going to have to do is get the heat gun out, heat it up a little bit, because this PVC flexible pipe, while they call it flexible pipe, it's not that flexible, and it's very rigid and very strong. It's better than the hose stuff you buy from most centres, but it is a bitch to deal with in terms of bending it. Like you can see, I've got a bit of a bend here and here. I've had to use basically a pipe holder, you know, and screw it in, and also get a heat gun and heat it up and bend it to form the curvature that I needed. So that's what we'll get on with. We'll heat that up and we'll get the end attachment off. So when you're heating it up, just go around the pipe a little bit, both sides. Don't go too close because you'll melt it, and then after a while that fitting will come off quite easily. So I've just got that off, as you can see, quite easy enough to get off once you heat the pipe up. So to reattach those, we're just going to need to do the same on that. So reheat up those ends and then pop that on that. So when you've got the pipe quite hot, it will actually be quite pliable. As you can see, I can literally squeeze it. As you can see, this is a bit cooler and it's not as squeezable. So don't put too much heat on it, it melts it, just enough so there's a bit of flexibility there and you can get that on your fittings quite easily. So we've got our fittings on there. I'm just going to tighten up the Jubilee clips because they're a bit loose now. And what I recommend to do that is use a ratchet, don't use a screwdriver, because you'll end up cutting yourself with screwdrivers. It'll keep slipping and you can end up stabbing yourself. So use a ratchet that fits the fittings and you'll be alright. One thing I have noticed, guys, is I've literally got no water in the wetland filter, which ain't going to be a good thing for the plants or the bacteria. And I think the problem with that is this. This is a cheap one-way valve, and I don't think it's that great, because I think water has been seeping. It's been seeping out of here for some time. A bit of a leak, and I think that one-way valve isn't very good. So I may need to replace that and put another type of valve on there. Maybe a ball valve or some other type of valve on there. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this. Right guys, I'm doing a bit of maintenance on the retro bottom drain because I don't think it's collecting much. And if you look under there, I don't know if you can tell, but if I can do that, you can see, but there's a lot of crap in between the gaps, so I'm going to have to clean that out, and then hopefully we can get this working again. So I've just given the retro bottom drain a bit of a clean. So what I've had to use is a combination of a screwdriver to get all this crap out here, and just poke it out basically. There was a few stones wedged in there as well, and obviously use the hose pipe to obviously give it a good wash out. And I used a standard sponge with the rough top part of it, just to clean the top of the eco filtration system, because this is perforated rubber, but it does get clogged up by algae growth, so you just need to basically give it a bit of wipe over, so then the air can come through the little tiny holes that are in it. So once you've done that, that should be ready to go back in. Right guys, I managed to get it running. I'm not sure why it was refusing to work, to be honest with you, and unfortunately the handle broke. A bit annoyed at that, but it's working. So I've got the rubber boot on there, so water's been drawn obviously from here down there into there, and being pushed through here and round. If you've not seen this already, basically it comes in here, runs through the UV, round, out, up through the no return valve, which I'm not that too happy with, but we'll see how that goes, and into the wetland filter. So that's how it's working at the moment. It seems quite powerful, if I'm honest with you. I'm running at 60% at the moment, 60%. So if we have a look at the waterfall, that's how we're doing. So 60%, it seems alright. I did set it at 50%, but then it went automatically up to 60% for some reason. Anyway, I'm hoping the bacteria will be alright, but it's not. It's been not had a lot of water in there for a long time, so I don't know about that. So we've cleaned the retro bottom drain out, cleaned the filter out, put a new pump on, and that's where we're set up at the moment. Obviously the plants are doing really well though, I must admit. The plants have really come to life. The lily plants haven't done that well this year. Last year they did really well. I had flowers and I had a lot of leaves, but for some reason I've only had what I've got here at the moment. And the floating basket has done really well. I had to cut back the red plant because it was tipping it over, and obviously this leaf foliage here, I don't know what it's called. Maybe you can put a comment in the comment box and let me know what you think. So that's what we're up at the moment. I've had a lot of problems with this pump. I'm not sure why. The other pump worked fine. But there you go. I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. Hope everyone's having a good day. I've noticed a lot of people doing work on their ponds, as well as DT Koi has put a retro bottom drain in himself. The only piece of advice I would give to DT Koi would be, I noticed you've got your pump raised quite high. It's recommended you have it as low as possible. That's just it, because pumps generally work better below water level rather than above water level, because they're not self-priming. That's the problem. So it's always advisable to have your pump below the water level, so the pressure of the water that comes through here goes into the pump, primes your pump, comes out, and obviously it goes into wherever it needs to go. But because they're not self-priming, it's always recommended you have your pump below the water level. So I thought I'd just make that point. So essentially that's what we're up to at the moment. A lot of hard work, but we're getting there. Anyway, I'll just sign off. Thanks for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate you guys coming and watching my videos. Yeah, a bit of a problem with the Aqua Evolution pump. Don't know why it wasn't working. I've had to adapt it a little bit as well by putting that rubber boot on. But it seems to be working alright. No leaks. So that's a good thing, isn't it? I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.